Now in this lecture, we people are going to learn how to create a class and its objects in C++. And this lecture is going to show this practically. So practically we would be writing a class and we will see how to run the program. So see, before this you can see the program in the presentation slide. Suppose I want to take a class employees. It has got these three instance variables, namely eCode, which happens to be of log int data type, and basic salary. For basic salary I have taken this variable bsal, which happens to be of int data type, and there are yet another two variables, HRA and PF. HRA stands for house rent allowance and PF is for provident fund. Both of them, they happen to be of float data type. And why I have written here public, we will talk about this later. Let me first tell you about these member functions. Void assign, as you know that void means this function is not going to return any value. Assign here happens to be the name of the method, which could be any name. And here what I am doing is I am simply assigning the values to the instance variables. Like 101 is being assigned to the instance variable eCode, 10,000 to the instance variable bsal, etc. And here we have got yet another member function with the name calc underscore net salary. Now calc underscore net salary is having the float data type. That means when this method will be called, this function will be called, it is supposed to return a float data type value. And here we have declared this variable ncel. At the same time we have calculated the net salary and assigned to it basic salary plus HRA minus PF. This is the formula to calculate the net salary. Using the return statement, we will return the net salary back to the location where this function has been called from. Now let's go to the main function. In the main function, as you know, this is the driver of the program. This is the method your program starts from. So here what I have done is I have declared three objects, namely eobj1, eobj2 and eobj3. For the time being, I would pause for a while and I would take you to the next slide that will show you what will happen in the memory when these three objects would be created. eobj1, eobj2, eobj3, these are the names of the objects. This is what is going to happen. eobj1, eobj2, eobj3. eobj1 happens to be the first object. See carefully how this object has been allocated memory. And eCode, bsal, HRA, these are the instance variables, that is member data of the class. Hence this object will consist of all these three instance variables, that is member data. This is our second object. This is our third object. All the three objects, they belong to the same class. Always remember, the objects of the same class will have the same kind of structure, but they will be stored separately in the memory. So we come back to our first slide. Here I would write eobj1.assign. Now what is going to happen is the assign method would be called. This is our assign method. This will be called. Right now I would say that eobj1.assign means assign method, that is function, is being called and the current object is eobj1. Now what does that mean? That means in the function assign, in the body of the function assign, whatever will take place, that will be in the context of the object through which this method was called. Such an object is called a current object. Some people call it default object. Anyways, eobj1.assign, control will come here. 101 value will be assigned to the first object eobj1, to the eCode instance variable of the first object eobj1, 10,000 to the instance variable bsal of the object eobj1, because right now eobj1 is the current object, and similarly HRA, PF will be assigned values. Now see the second statement, this third statement, eobj2.assign. Now what is going to happen is again the same method assign is going to be called, but this time over current object is eobj2. So whatever right now will take place within the body of the function assign, member function assign, that will be totally in the context of eobj2, that is our current object. Hence these values 101, 10,000 and whatever other values are of HRAPF, they are going to be assigned to eobj2. Same would happen with the eobj3 dot assign. Now I should tell you one thing. The strange thing that is happening here is, which you may not like, is all the three objects are being assigned the same values. But don't worry for the time being, because it's a simple program. I just wanted to make it simpler. So in the next programs we'll be assigning the different values. So let me show you a slide. Okay, now see, suppose when I called eobj1 dot assign, so what happened was we assigned the values 101 to ecode of eobj1 current object, 10,000 to bcell, 1000.87 to HRA, and 900.99 to PF. The second call was eobj2 dot assign. The same thing happened here, but the object was different and the memory was different, and these values were, because all the three objects, they have been assigned different memory locations. This was the result of eobj3 dot assign. So let me go back to the first slide, and okay, here what is happening is I am calling net salary of first employee is equal to eobj1 dot calc underscore net salary. This method would be called. Current object is eobj1, right? So this is the same stream, see out same stream, eobj1 dot calc net salary. Control will come over here, and bcell HRAPF. These bcell HRAPF, they belong to which object? Of course, they belong to eobj1, because right now eobj1 happens to be the current object, because through this object calc underscore net salary was called. So the net salary will be calculated, and subsequently that will be returned back and it will get printed here. So the output would be like this: net salary of first employee is equal to whatever net salary will be returned. Similarly, the same stream is continuing. E&L net salary of second employee is equal to will be printed as it is, eobj2 dot calc underscore net salary. Again same method, calc underscore net salary will be returned. Return data type is float. Net salary will be calculated, that will be printed here. And again in the same stream, net salary of third employee is equal to will be printed as it is, and eobj3 dot calc underscore net salary. Again control will come to this place, but this time over the net salary of which object? Third object, that is third employee, will be calculated. So far so good, great job. Now I would show you the same program in code blocks, and I will show you its execution. Okay, this is the same program that you have seen in the slides. You can check it out. There is no difference, right? And I have explained you the program fully. Now you are able to see its execution and understand the output that will be displayed on the screen. As I have told you, now you should develop the habit of executing your program by pressing F9, because that builds and executes the program. It does both the things. I will press F9. You can see net salary of first employee is this, second employee is this, third employee is this. Undoubtedly all the net salaries will come out to be the same, because using the assign method we have assigned the same values to the objects. Now in the next example I will show you how to assign the different values by passing arguments.